All right, good morning. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Actually, I should say thank you for allowing me to come and be with you all on this very important moment going forward. We have a lot of good people with us, and I want to recognize them right off the bat. We have our two superstars from the city of San Diego, Rania Ahmed, the Director of Engineering Capital Projects, and Bethany Bizak, Director of Transportation. But they can't do their good work unless we have all the city staff for the contribution they make on this project and all the infrastructure project. So I want to give a big round of applause to all the city staff for what they do every day for us. And of course, also joining us today, because this is an important thing from a community point of view, is Chris Delhante, who is the Assistant Superintendent at the school district here, because this really is an important conversation about community. You know, Del Mar Heights is really a fabulous community, but it's a neighborhood that is split in half by the 4-lane road. A lot of traffic, a lot of speeding traffic really divides this neighborhood in half. And that's not the kind of neighborhoods we want in this city. So the question is, how do we knit those two halves back together? The community focused on that very early on. I don't even know how many years ago, but this conversation started that we need to do something about. Yeah, decades is probably a good way to frame it. And I've always had this strong belief that you cannot get a community to buy into a solution unless they agree with that there's a problem. And in this case, the problem was so obvious. How do we cross safely across Del Mar Heights Road? And whether it is to visit friends, to bicycle in the different neighborhoods, or even to get their kids to school. And so this was the problem we all agreed on and then became the solution. A lot of different ways to deal with a challenging situation like this, and through a lot of back and forth and a lot of input by the city about what the options were, what the pluses and minuses were of those. The community began to engage in an extensive dialogue, debated, deliberated, and given the many options, a traffic signal was the solution that was identified. And I appreciate the city's support for helping them reach that conclusion. But then there was also a conversation about where that signal should go. Well, there was a lot of debate and disagreement about where they would go. But again, the community came together, had the dialogue, had the difficult conversations, and agreed Mercado was the right place for this traffic signal. And again, there wasn't unanimity about that, but there was consensus on that. And that's what allowed us as a city to move forward, to initiate the design, to take in the factors about what makes a traffic signal properly designed and installed at this particular location. So again, I really want to thank all the city staff, the leadership that came together to figure out how to design this, what the various codes required, and how we were going to implement that. Thank you both, Rania and Bethany, and your leadership for really turning this city around and how it's addressing our infrastructure challenges, our commitment to Vision Zero to make sure it's safe to walk or bike or to roll wherever you want to go in any neighborhood going forward. This is exactly the kind of projects that we as a city can be very proud of, that the community can be very proud of, for the relentlessness, the patience and the persistence that the school district can embrace in terms of making sure children have safe routes to school. This is, again, one thing we can all be proud of. So with that, the project's been designed, it's been built, it's been tested, I know multiple times to make sure everything works. So let's get over to the signal box and actually activate this traffic signal.